Good day, everybody, and welcome to the live show right here on Radio Buzz Television. And just like we like to do, we would like to confirm that you can hear me before I go ahead to talk about what I have in store today. So if you are already online, just let me know if you can hear me. I'm just going to be talking. Just going to be giving a recap of the things that we've talked about in times past as it has to do with work-life balance and various other things you can come to expect on the show. So if you're online and you can hear me, just go right ahead and let me know in the chat box by the side. We're live and we're cooking. We're here. And welcome to the live show right here on Radio Buzz Television. So it's good to be here. It's good to have you here online. For those of you that are coming online, and we're definitely going to be here every Tuesday, every Thursday, and every Friday by 5 p.m. Today, this particular week, we're talking about achieving work-life balance. So how well do we achieve that work-life balance, and how that can affect our finances in the long run? If you don't know how to have your work-life balance, it can affect your professional life in a very negative way. One of the reasons why people get to give you jobs, especially if you're self-employed or you have a business, one of the reasons why people give you jobs is because you can deliver on those jobs at the time when you said you would deliver. So if you don't have this work-life balance, it'll be almost impossible for you to deliver on these jobs. We look at these as celebrities. Most of this, okay, thank you, Steve. Okay, you can hear me. That's good. You can hear and see me. We always have to check these, our technical, our technical stuff, all our equipment, everything has to be online, and we have to know that everything is going on well. So, welcome to the broadcast. So today we'll continue our series talking about work-life balance, and like I was saying, we even see our celebrities who look at people who act movies, musicians, and so on and so forth. When they are not able to balance their work and their lives, it affects their ability to put out new work, new material, and everything. So if you don't have your work balanced with your life, you're not going to be able to perform at the best that you can perform. So it's always good to have this work-life balance, and that's what we're talking about today, because our aim is to achieve that better financial life, that better successful life moving forward. So yes, on Tuesday, we talked about one of the tips that stands as a foundation, because the more I look at the other tips I want to share, the more I realize that the very first tip is like the foundation that stems into all these other things that I may be discussing. So if you haven't seen that first broadcast on this particular live show for this week, I'd like for you to go check it out so that you can be on board on what we're all talking about. So today, I'm going to be giving you the second tip and the third tip. So I'm going to be giving the second and the third tip as it has to do with having that work-life balance. And the second tip I'm going to be telling you is for you to be able to plan out the activities of your personal life and your work life, or plan out the activities you're going to be having with the people in your personal life and the people in your work life. Okay, so the first point was time management. This one is you being able to identify the people you are most likely going to be relating with in your personal life or in your work life, and planning out the activities you're going to be having with them. What does that mean? Let's imagine that you work at a place where you have, good evening Nike, welcome to the broadcast, where you have friends and your colleagues are friends. they're your friends, and they like to come around your cubicle to gist and to talk and all of that. And you know that you have these friends at your workplace. So how do you manage them? How do you manage them coming to your cubicle to distract you and all of that? You should anticipate that they would come. And of course, it goes back to planning your time. So you've already planned your time. You already know what tasks it is you're going to be doing at your workplace at one particular point in time. So when your work colleagues come around, you and your colleagues, not work colleagues, when your colleagues come around to talk to you, to gist with you and all of that, you need to be able to tell them, okay, I don't have time to talk right now, come back in about an hour, 10 minutes, this is what I want to complete and all of that. If you don't have those things planned out at your workplace, then anybody that comes to your cubicle with any kind of gist, you're just going to listen to them, and it's just going to take into your day. So it goes to planning what you're going to be doing with these guys. Or you can refrain, talking with your friends at work to your lunch break, or to when you guys close from work. That way you can be more productive and you can balance that out, because some people do work and they're not able to complete it in the office. They have to carry it home, and from all indications, that is a bad thing to do, taking work home and all of that. Now I understand that sometimes it's unavoidable. You simply have to take work home because there's some things you may need to complete and so on and so forth, but that shouldn't be the norm. And if you check what you do at your workplace and identify that the reason why you're not able to finish your work at the office is because you're gisting with friends and talking and all of that, and you have to take work home, it just doesn't make sense. So if you finish from work, you come back home and you do your house things, because it's not good for you to be a workaholic in that particular sense. You're always working. You don't have a social life. You don't have a personal life. You don't have nothing going for you outside work. It's not a really good thing. So you have to balance it all out. The same thing, planning the activities that you have, even at home. Let's imagine that you're married, you have your children, you have your wife, and these are people in your life. And so you need to plan out the activities you're going to be having with them at home when you come home. So it's not that when you get back home, you're like, oh, I'm from work, and then you just want to watch TV all day. You just have to have that planned out as well. If you're going to watch TV, and this is planning out your activities with the people, all right? Not just planning or time management. This is planning with people in mind. So if you say you're going to be having dinner with your family, at that time when you're having dinner with your family, that's the activity you're having with them, and the amount of time you have allocated to that particular activity is what you need to stick to. Now, for folks who are not necessarily married, let's say you're a single person, you're living by yourself, sometimes you have friends coming to visit you, right? Sometimes you have friends, just barging in after work, maybe let's go out to hang out, let's go out to do this, let's go out to do that. Now, that in itself has to be planned out. It's not every day that you'll be going out with friends to sit out and have drinks. All right? So you can also plan out those activities around those people, to a certain time. Like they say, thank God it's Friday. So on Friday, you're going to step out with your friends, chill, relax, and leave those things to Fridays. How about folks who are working from home? Most times, for people who do freelancing, people who do these types of works, they work from home. And the challenge with working from home is that people assume that just because you are at home, you're not working. Because for them, their own jobs requires them to go to an office and all of that. But people who work from home have to work from home. And the challenge with that is your friends come over and they want to hang out, they want to play video games and all of that. So you need to plan your activities around that as well. When you plan your activities around these people, you're able to have a little more control. And this goes down to discipline, because sometimes you have to be disciplined to be able to tell somebody, hey, this is not the right time for this. I have to do this and I have to do that. And sometimes you might look like a bad guy. All work and no play makes naked a dull. Exactly. So, but when it's all planned out, it's good. Okay, when it's all planned out, it's excellent. When you can sit and strategize when you're going to go swimming, when you're going to hang out with these friends, is best. So you need to plan out the activities you have with these people. It's important as well to have these people in mind, so that when you say that you're doing one thing or the other, you don't come across as a snob. Because people feel like, oh, because you're doing this job, you're doing this work, you don't want to hang out anymore, you don't want to chill, you don't want to relate with people anymore. That's not true. Okay, you just need to be organized. Nobody is able to achieve any great thing without being organized, without being planned and balanced. And over time, your friends or your family members are going to understand that this is how you've structured yourself, this is how you've structured your life, and they will play into it. And the ones who can't play into your plans and play into how you want to be relating with them, they are going to bounce from your life. That's just the truth. When you tell somebody, hey, I can't always be doing this like this, okay? It's not causing for me to be productive. Sometimes people get into romantic relationships, they have a boyfriend or they have a girlfriend, and the person wants to constantly be in their face. And sometimes you have to tell them, see, let's schedule when we hang out. Let's schedule when we meet up, when we see each other, because the way it's going, you're going to just take me entirely away from work, okay? And you need to work in order to make money. Truth of the matter is, as a man, if you don't have money, a lot of people won't want to date you. So so your work is important. So whoever it is has to let you do the work, let you understand how you're going to be able to be more effective. So this particular point, like I said again, it's about planning your time around the people around you. Okay, it's about people now, making people understand what your schedule is like, making people understand what your demand is like, making people understand the type and the nature of work you're doing. A lot of people, especially in this part of the world, do not value work that does not require you to go out of the house or require you to go somewhere to the office and come back. The times are changing. Okay, work doesn't have to be in that traditional sense. You can work from your laptop, you can work from your phone. It's work. You see, as long as you're doing something for people that's causing for them to pay you money, then you are working, you're doing projects, and just because you're working from home doesn't mean people should come and distract you. And then some people might wonder, it's even worse if you work from home. You have to be more disciplined. I mean, your discipline has to be times 7, because it's so unfair that somebody has gone to their own office, right? They've had their own time to work, and then they come back home, and because they are your neighbors, they pass by your house, and they sort of come into your house and say, hey, let's chill, let's hang out. No, we can't hang out. You've gone to your work, you've done your work, and you're back. But I might still have some work I'm doing. So we can't just be like that. That's not the way it works. And for somebody who works from home, most times they give you projects. So you have to finish those projects. It's not like, some jobs are not like a 9 to 5 that, you just, and then you have this, yes, Seth, as long as you deliver, exactly. It's not like a daily thing that you go to the office and you come back. You have a project to do. There are no weekends, there are no public holidays with certain types of jobs, especially remote jobs, freelancing jobs that you have to do from the house. So you're working until you deliver. Like Seth said, you're working until you deliver. That's what it takes. When you deliver on the project, then you can chill. Then you can have a good time with all these people around you. All right, so that's tip number two actually. That's tip number 2. You need to plan the activities that you do with the people around your life. Okay, in the time management course I'm going to do, I'm really going to do that course, because I'm really going to develop that course, because it's a course that gives you, a comprehensive look, all right, a comprehensive look at time management and planning your time. And it's inclusive. It also includes what I'm talking about, planning your time with people. Because in the course, the time management course, there's going to be a module that talks about the different aspects of your life, okay, and the people that are involved in these different aspects of your life. Because the purpose of that course, when I put it together, is to help you have that balanced life through planning and discipline. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna put it together, because this is a very important thing to get to know. So the third tip on how to have your work-life balance is to find a coach. Okay, you need to find some type of role model, some type of coach, somebody to inspire you onto managing and balancing yourself, somebody to motivate you, somebody to give you insights on how you can actually do it. Because in life generally, we all need people. We all need people who have done it before, people who have achieved it before, people who have had these experiences before. We all need them to come on board and to help us and to assist us along the way. It's easier for you to do something when you have somebody that has achieved it before, that's putting you through and telling you how to go about it and telling you what to do here and what to do there. There was a time we were talking about time management in a particular course that I took. We're talking about time management, and somebody said, what if you have a job that is not what did they use? What if you had a job that isn't stable with time? Okay, that's not like a 9 to 5. Like, how do you plan your time? How do you plan really well with that type of situation, where you can work the night shift for some time and then work the day shift, where they can call you up at any time for you to move? Like, how do you plan? And in those types of situations, you need a coach. You need somebody that you can talk to, all right, that you can tell them excuse me, that you can tell them, this is what you are experiencing, this is how your experience is. So how can you create a more organized work-life balance? And so the coach will be able to look into your personal situation and will be able to advise you and be able to suggest to you according to your unique situation. Coaches and mentors are needed in every field. At every point in time, you should know, at every point in time, you should know who your coach is and who your role model is. So I'm going to suggest to you how to find a role model or how to find a coach. Now, unfortunately, there are certain people in our lives that are supposed to be role models that are probably not as role models. They're probably not fulfilling that place as role models. Some mentors are not cheap. Yeah, when I say mentors, I don't just mean the ones that you can pay for. I'm gonna get to the coaches that you can pay for and all of that. But I'm actually talking about certain people in your life, okay, like your relatives, like your teachers, whoever around your life that seem to have achieved what you're looking for, right? You've noticed the person's life. The person has this work-life balance, and everything seems okay with the person, that person can be your coach. So when I talk about coach or mentors or role models, I'm not just jumping to the fact that you have to pay for somebody. Although those guys do exist, and it's good that they exist, you know. However, first of all, you can find people around your life that you may want to model yourself after. Sometimes you might want to model yourself. Now, the person that you may want to model yourself after in the area of finance may be different from the person you want to model yourself after in the area of relationships or marriages. Okay, might also be different from the person you want to model yourself after when it comes to business. So as a person who is interested in achieving success in their lives, you need to have a coach for a number of things. All right, when it comes to business, you need to know the kind of you need to know who your coach is for business. When it comes to relationships or marriages and all that, you need to know who your coach is for that. When it comes to being able to organize your time, being able to put yourself together, you need to know who you talk to for that. And it's interesting when you have these types of people around your life. Now let's get to the paid aspect, the ones that you pay for. There are success coaches out there, there are life coaches out there that can really give you a good insight on how to achieve what you need to achieve. A good life coach, a good success coach, is somebody who has studied a lot about the idea of success. Somebody who has given themselves to research about human psychology and about success in general. And they are able to guide anybody into achieving their successes. It will even be more helpful if the person you are paying to coach you has gone through a training himself on how to coach people. Okay, so you need to find some of the best that are out there. Of course, the real big names might not be affordable for you, but then there are some other guys that are coming up, and they are not so much about money. Okay, like myself, I know that I at this point in time, at this point in time, I'm not so much about the money. I'm doing all of these things just to help anybody who would want to receive that help to achieve different goals and different things in their lives, because there is a way to success, there's a way to succeed. And I have some experiences. I've also done a lot of study on the matter. So if somebody would come to me as a coach and say, look, I want you to coach me on this and coach me on that, then there's a level of value I can bring to that particular field. So that's where you can get somebody and you can pay the person, and the person might be available to you to be able to coach you. There's nothing wrong with getting a success coach. Okay, there's nothing wrong with getting a life coach. Very soon, I'm gonna create the platform where if you do need coaching on any different aspect of your life, you should be able to contact me, and I should be able to work with you in that area. There's so many things that we're planning, and I'm really excited about that platform because I believe that I'll be able to help a lot of people. Normally, the people that should provide coaching and guidance and mentorship and assistance for us are our relatives. Yes, our relatives, our teachers, that have gone ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? Your uncles that have gone ahead of you, your brothers, your sisters that have gone ahead of you. Those are the people, your parents even. Part of parenting is coaching. That have people that have gone ahead of you, even your teachers in school. Your boss is supposed to be your mentor as well. Supposed to mentor you through. But the way the world is, everybody's just being selfish. Even when most people have achieved success and they know the way to achieve success, they are not. Most people that have achieved success, that know the way to achieve success, they don't want to tell you. Yeah, because they're trying to keep that cake for themselves, and that is sad. That is sad. Yes, I do understand that you have to be careful who you share your secrets with. You have to know whether the person is worthy of such wisdom before you bestow your wisdom on somebody who will not appreciate it. But on the other hand, the reality is a lot of people who should be mentors, who should be role models, are hiding the way. They prefer to give you the fish rather than teach you how to fish yourself. But it's good that you're on this platform today. So when I'm ready to launch the success coaching aspect of what we're doing here, like we said, Ready Buzz live show, there are lots of things that are going to come out, and one of those things is a life coaching platform, a coaching platform that's going to help people achieve their dreams and achieve their desires, because we all need that guidance and that coaching there. So the two things we talked about today: one, you need to plan the activities that you have with the people in your life. Plan the activities with them. Okay, don't just plan the activities for yourself and do your time planning yourself, but plan when you're going to spend time with these people, how you're going to spend time with these people, so you don't just have like a workaholic type of lifestyle. And then two, get a coach. Okay, if you're finding it difficult to have this work-life balance, get somebody you can talk to that can give you ideas and suggestions on how to go about it. And if you're going to want to get a professional coach, that has its pros and cons. All right, working with a person that you're not paying has its pros and cons. Working with a coach that you paid has its pros and cons. Okay, when you're working with a relative or a friend of yours that's coaching you and that's giving you advice, sometimes the coaching doesn't have to be formal. Sometimes you don't have to formally go and meet the person and say, hey, I want you to coach me on time management. I want you to coach me on business. No, it doesn't have to be formal. If the person is your friend, somebody around, that you talk to, when you guys sit and hang out, what you talk about might be the thing that you need coaching on. So it doesn't have to be formal. You could sit down and if it's somebody that you need coaching on. Exactly. Nick has said it right. Some people that actually know the way to success are selfish. They want to hold it to themselves. But if you meet somebody who is open-minded, when you guys are gisting and talking, that's what you're gisting and talking. That's where the coaching is happening. It doesn't have to be formal most times. If the person is your friend, you guys are just talking, how's this? And then the person starts telling you, unveiling a lot of things. That's where the coaching happens most times. It doesn't have to be formal. And sometimes you can be formal and you can say, hey, sir, I noticed that you're like this and I want you to mentor me on this. But, that approach of being formal, of going to tell a superior or whoever that you want coaching and all of that, is somehow, because you don't know how the person is and you don't know how he's going to take it. Because in this part of the world, when somebody says they want to be mentored by you as the potential mentor will begin to imagine that they want to ask you for money at some point in time. Yes. Like you're just waiting for the ball to drop. You might even agree and you're just waiting. Or maybe you might even tell them that, look, in this mentorship thing, I'm not going to give you money. Because that's what some people do. They say they need mentors and all of that. Meanwhile, they just want a relationship where they can be begging you for money. Alright, so yeah, we're coming to the end of this broadcast, and as we continue these broadcasts, we'll continue to develop what the content is going to be. We'll continue to refine it. But for everybody